I was born in New Haven, Connecticut on June 22nd in 1998. However, my house was actually in a place called Bolton, Connecticut. I don't remember it very well, but I know we had our own pond and the house had a beautiful yard. I know my parents loved it, except my neighbors were awful. They would throw rocks at our house and their yard was totally destroyed. We actually called the police on them several times, but it didn't change anything. So we moved to a place called Glastonbury, Connecticut, where we actually had the complete opposite. We had the nicest neighbors ever. There were kids living all around us, and there were these people from Italy that would always bring me over pasta. I stayed here in Glastonbury until I finished 2nd grade. My dad worked at Westinghouse at the time, and his work moved to Pittsburgh. So my parents had the choice to move to Pittsburgh or Arizona, and we decided to move to Goodyear, Arizona. It was really strange going from such a green and rainy place to a hot desert. I went to a school called Westar, which I didn't like very much. So 3rd grade started and I remember the transition was actually really tough. I remember the first few weeks of school I would go in and just cry. I had no friends. However, one of my teachers would always see me all depressed and she decided to help me out. I ended up turning into a little bit of a troublemaker, and I remember pulling pranks on my teachers and talking a lot in class. I hated musical class the most, but we made it fun by just turning on pianos and giving the music teacher a really rough time. During 8th grade, I had a very big change. I decided I wanted to go to the Naval Academy, so I started to get straight A's and did a lot throughout my 8th grade year. While I didn't like Westar much at all, I actually look back upon it now and I just remember how many laughs I had there. Still glad it's over though. When me and my brother were younger, we collected old coins, historical items, and cool rocks. We basically bought and sold them on eBay. And over the years, we got a huge collection, and I forget about it a lot today. We also had a huge shell collection, and that's all gone now. We sold that all. So when did you first meet up with Brock?
I first met Brock in our 6th grade desert survival trip. We actually bunked together. He was in the bunk across from me, and he kept throwing papers at the guy below me, and I don't know, it was just a friendship from there on out.
At high school, I continued doing pretty well, just like in 8th grade, but I was petrified that I would get bullied at high school after hearing all these different stories. So, freshman year I did swim, and that helped me make a lot of friends, and in general, the people at FHS were actually really, really nice to me. I also had a lot of friends from Westar, and it was easy to make new friends. Over the summer, I actually went to the Naval Academy, because I still wanted to go there, for a swim camp. And I actually realized I hated it so much. So that was over. The people there were so snobby, and I also got bored of swimming at the same time, after doing it for about 2 years. So instead I joined culinary, NHS, drama club, and more recently, FBLA. I do wish I started doing FBLA and Skills USA my freshman year instead of waiting so long. However, that's that. I haven't touched any more sports, and I really don't plan on doing any more. The biggest thing that has changed for me over the past few years is my friend pool. I went from having a ton of random friends to a condensed pool of really, really good friends. I actually like it better this way. Next year will be my senior year, and I don't really know if these have been my best years, because I still don't like school very much. Some of my classes have been horrible, and others have been very relaxing and enjoyable. The relationships I have built over the past years have definitely been the strongest so far, and the times I've had with them, I will never forget. So how has Brock changed since when you first met him till now?
Well, when I first met Brock, I guess he had a different kind of idea about life. He looked at life in a different way. I feel like he always looked at situations on a very bright and positive note. Now he's more of a realist. So when we say we're going to do something, he says, how are we going to do it? Or are we really going to get it done? So he's just kind of like the realist of the group now. Whereas back then he was more of just the optimist.
What do you think Brock will be like in the future, and what do you think he will be doing?
I kind of expect Brock to be the same as he is now. Just a realist and always looking towards the brighter part of things, but also being very conservative on what he thinks he can do and what he thinks other people can do. As a job, I see Brock working in a hospital. I don't know why, because he has no interest in medicine, and he has no interest in anything like that. He's more interested in business. But for some reason, I just picture Brock like House, like on House MD. I don't know why.
As for the future, I have no idea what to expect. I either want to go to school somewhere in Arizona to stay close to my family, or I'm going to go somewhere on the East Coast, and that's just because I miss it. My parents told me a few times that they were getting sick of Arizona too, so there's actually a possibility they would move out to Florida or somewhere down there near me. If I really had to pick a dream university, it would be Duke. My whole dad's side of my family went there, so it'd be cool to go there too. I know I'm interested in business, just not particularly what yet. We will see what comes my way. Thanks for watching.